Well, if you love to follow fashion, these past few weeks have no doubt been like Christmas. With shows in New York, London, and Milan, and while most of us are eagerly awaiting spring, the fashion business is, of course, already focused on fall. Goodness sakes. Well, Orig News' Ojy Okpe joins us. Well, it's always good to see you.
Good to see you, Julian.
Just as beautiful as ever. And people who don't know, she is a supermodel, but she is humble enough to work for us, and we just love to have you here. You're all over this stuff, and you're so knowledgeable on all this stuff here. What are you seeing that might trickle down now as mere mortals in this business and fashion world?
Well, the interesting thing so far as the trend that has happened in New York and in London as well, we've seen a lot of 70s look come back this season.
Really?
So yeah, the trend so far will start with the Ralph Lauren show, who actually was very interesting because he took like a Western spin with his collection this season. And, he had a lot of hats and a lot of fringes and fur coats. And I think that it was one show that was very exciting to watch. Another show that took that 70s trend was the Jay Mendel show. It was very interesting to watch as well because it also had that 70s spin. It was really a disco vibe, and he had beautiful silhouettes and patterns that were that he got inspired by the photograph of Angelica Houston, and he's always very he's one designer that we know that is his show was beautiful.
I'm looking at some of this stuff here, and it reminds me of what it was like in the 70s. That was part of my era, and I guess that everything is cyclical. But I don't know if I'm going to like some of this stuff. I remember going to work as a summer intern back in New York with platforms on, bell bottoms, a paisley shirt, and these wide lapels. I thought I was cool. I'm saying, oh, this is absolutely horrible.
And that is the trend we're seeing now.
We're going to see bell bottoms again.
We're seeing a lot of those. What's really actually also in London is the fringes that has come back in with Matthew Williamson and the Burberry collection, which was one of the biggest shows in London. We had celebrities from Naomi Campbell to Steven Meisel come watch the show. It was very, very beautiful. Matthew Williamson's show was really a showstopper with his collection of fur and colors and
well, I'm looking at this stuff now, and what do I know? It doesn't. Nothing really excites me here so much. What makes Matthew Williamson so appealing now to the world of fashion?
He is one designer that has mastered his collection, and if you see the celebrities on the on the red carpet, they tend to emulate what he represents. So, that's one thing that is great about him. In the Burberry collection that we see here, as you can see, the fringes and the patterns of the 70s look has really come back to fashion week.
I guess I'm just a dinosaur. Let's move on here. Claudio
Cattaneo. Okay. So he's one of the new designers who's come to Fashion Week. So this is Milan Fashion Week we're talking about here. And he sent down his models with a painting which he claims to have, been inspired by an Italian artist.
We're looking at this blackface here,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. I think his name is Emilio Iscaro. So he sent down these models with the blackface, and he says that it's to present the models as if they were being swamped by insects. I call it art. I think it's really, really beautiful. But it has really...
what's getting more of the attention, the blackface or the clothes?
It is a blackface, of course. And as you know, he's a new designer who's coming to the scene, and all he has to do is to make a statement, and that's what he's done. And that's what I call art.
Okay, my producer, we've got to move on here. I think we have one I'm not pronouncing this right. I think Gaultier, is that correct?
Jean-Paul Gaultier. Now, the next thing we have to look forward to is the Paris Fashion Week, which starts March 4th. And some of the designers that we should look forward to is the Jean-Paul Gaultier. And, last year he quit his pret-a-porter line and is concentrated on his couture line. And in January, for Couture Week, he came out with brides and...
Well, we got to go, but next time I want more time with you.
Okay, me too. I do want more
so
time
gorgeous.
with you.
All right, absolutely. And thank you for joining us for Arise Review. You can keep in touch with all Arise News programs on Facebook. I'm Julian Phillips. Have a great, wonderful, and productive week.